As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at zero. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of Zero to Hero. Today, we are joined by Adell Hendon. He is the founder and CEO of YouSpin. It's a social music app, and I am super excited to hear about this super awesome concept. So let's go ahead and bring in Adell Hendon and Kevin Kwok.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, super excited, Adell. So before we get started, in a couple sentences, give me an elevator pitch, not about YouSpin, but yourself. Who are you?
Okay. Wow, that's a good one. Well, I would say I am a husband, I'm a father, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an athlete, a dreamer. And someone who likes to try to fulfill those dreams and try to make it happen while I'm still here. So I think that would be me in a nutshell.
Awesome. So tell us a little about your, so Gino gave you quite an introduction about this. YouSpin sounds like something that's very different, innovative in regards to music and partying, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little about this app or this product.
Okay. So YouSpin is a social music app and platform for people to be able to create their own music entertainment experience in any location. Originally, it started for like bars and clubs and restaurants, so people could, create their own music experience during slower nights, right? And people could just get on. They could download the app, and the bar would be able to, log into the website with a subscription, and the bar patrons could pick and choose songs, and they would come up on the sound system. Now we've made it so that you can use it anywhere. So we're calling it, here we go, YouSpin Anywhere, a little plug. But YouSpin Anywhere allows it so that now people, especially during the pandemic, we decided to make a kind of a pivot and allow it for people to be used anywhere and share music together in wherever location they're at, almost like a Zoom situation. So yeah, it allows people to bond with music. You can do it by yourself solo, or you can do it with your friends and followers and whatnot. So anyway.
So there's a social aspect to the whole YouSpin app. So as we're talking about social, right?
Yes.
Tell me a little about your social media journey, yourself, and the concept of YouSpin. How is social integrated into this app?
Sure. So we have a chat feature in there as well. And we also have a photo feature. So originally, like I said, it was made for bars and clubs. So the bar would have it, and it would come up on their screen. They would have a dashboard, and it would show all the interaction, what's happening on their televisions, right? So you would show, hey, what's playing now? And let's say it says Drake, it's playing right now, right? And then underneath, it would show all the requests that people that been, putting in their requests. And then over on the side, people could chat, and you show people like chatting, and then people could share photos or whatever else, and they pop on for like 3 seconds or so. But the idea was to like have like an icebreaker for people, you know what I mean? Like, So you were like, hey, nice song, lady in the red dress, whatever else. And then she was like, oh, that's cool, thanks, or whatever, where's my birthday? And so later on, it just transcribed to, still people are able to do that without being in an actual venue now. Now just at the house, and now I can be on my phone and then share this, and we're jamming and we're playing it in real time. That's another thing that we implemented, something really new that no one else is doing with music streaming services, is being able to play the music together in real time. We call it music sync. So we developed that this summer. So I'm really excited about that. So that took some time to get done, but we made it happen. It's cool. So yeah, you can play music in real time, and you can be in Australia and us in Kansas City and just be on the same beat, and it's fantastic. So
that's pretty cool. So tell me about how much are you utilizing social media to kind of drive these users or bring awareness to this product?
Yes, we're definitely utilizing it, through Instagram and Facebook, even things on LinkedIn as well. I think honestly for me, like I need to expand it even more in like TikTok and other, media outlets, even like YouTube. That's another thing too that we'd like to like start like really looking into, as doing like even a standard show, maybe even introducing like independent artists or what have you. But but yeah, we've been getting people through like Instagram and Facebook for sure.
Yeah. So what about with your personal life? Are you pretty active on social media?
I am. The funny thing is though, it's you have to somehow try to break. You have multiple lives, right? So you have your entrepreneurial life. Like I do this and I'm into it, and I want people to know about it. But then I also, like for instance, for me, I do. I used to run a lot, and now I'm doing capoeira, which is like a Brazilian martial art, right?
Yep.
So, and I've been doing it for about a year and a half, close to 2 years now. So I've been like posting this journey of like, I'm learning new moves and getting stronger and stuff like that. But it's funny because you don't want to like give two different messages or mixed messages,
Yep. And I think it's important, right? People have to understand like there's this human element to social media. I always say if you remove social from the word social media, it's just media, right?
Right.
What makes social media different is you incorporate the social aspect. But a lot of people use social media wrong because they just focus on the media part, right? We gotta drive revenue, we gotta make money. So therefore it's media, right? We run ads. But nowadays people are smarter. Consumers are smarter. They want that social aspect. They want to believe in something more than, hey, if YouSpin's a product or an app, I also want to get to know the founder, what he's about, right? Hey, he loves fitness. He's a dad. Hey, I can stand by this product. There's a lot more to social media than just running ads. And it's funny because we do production at J29, right? And what we're seeing is a trend, right? People rather have more of this raw video product than this actress type scenario. People are tired of being sold to with commercials, and people can read through the fluff, and people just want this rawness. They want to get to know Adell, right? Hey, why did Adell, how he founded YouSpin, and what was the purpose behind it? And who is he? Is he a good guy? Is he not? Think about it. Look at people talk about more about Elon Musk than they do about Tesla.
That is true.
There's more on the news about Elon than there is Tesla. And it's because people want to follow a person versus just a product.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Yep. And then you look at nowadays Gary V, you have Fee Friends, it's about Gary. It's not about plush animals. But things are changing, man. So, and people who are online right now watching our show, keep in mind, the social space is changing. The way consumers buy products and services is changing. the things we care about is changing. So with that said, every superhero has a defining moment. What is yours, Adell, in life and your career?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say the defining moment for me was when I got a chance to intern at Def Jam.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. So this is in 2007, and I was throwing a lot of parties in Kansas City at that time, and I had a friend of mine. He had a girlfriend who lived in New York, and she came back to see him. And she also happened to be interning or working. Yeah, I think she was interning, but she had been there for a while at Def Jam. So I said, Jane, hey, can you maybe just look at my resume and just pass it on and see what's up. You don't even think anybody's gonna do anything. So she's also was a English major at the time. So she jazzed my resume up, made it all sharp and everything. And so I was working at T-Mobile at the time, and I happened to just randomly check my my voicemail, and it was I can still remember it. She goes, "This is Stephanie from Universal Music Group. Wanted to know if you're interested in being, an intern at intern, and just give us a call back." And I was like, "Are you serious?" So, yes, I called back, and I got a chance to work at Def Jam, and I worked in the radio pop side. And then I also worked on the urban side. So it's pop and adult contemporary, and then the urban side, the hip hop side. So I got to do both, and got to, Jay-Z was the president at the time. And I ran into him 3 times. I got to go to when he dropped the American Gangster, the listening party. I was there and ran into him in the bathroom. It was crazy. It was, it was like one of those Seinfeld kind of moments, it's just, you run into people at the awkward moments, so I had to run to the restroom because we had open bar earlier before we got to go listen to the music. I had no idea what I was going into too. Because I went to Def Jam just open, I'll do anything, it was Def Jam was to me the mecca of hip hop,
Yep.
So they tell us, hey, listen, our day generally ended at 6 p.m. And then here comes L.A. Reid. He was the president of Island Def Jam Music Group, right? There's divisions, right? Anyway, so he comes in and he's like, hey, we're going to have a meeting down in this Plaza Theater across the way. And this is the second time I've ever been to New York too, by the way. I've been there to visit a friend of mine. And then,
so were you staying in New York during your internship?
Yeah, I lived in New York then.
Okay. Okay.
I moved. I just okay. They're like, hey, can you be here in 2 weeks? And I was like, yeah,
let's go.
Let's do it. So anyway, so they said, hey, listen, there is a meeting that we're gonna do after work, and I need you guys to go over there. So we go over there, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever. We go across. And there's a theater, a little small theater, and we go in there, and there's open bar, and I didn't know about open bar. They just had free drinks, and they had hors d'oeuvres and everything. It's for real? And so we're drinking, having shots and margaritas and stuff like that. Then we go into this theater. L.A. Reid is the MC of the night, hosting the night. He says, hey, we're going to be listening to the new album by Jay-Z, American Gangster. I was like, no way, you know what I mean? I don't know what is happening. No one is telling me anything. I'm an intern, right? So yeah, afterwards I got to I had to use the restroom. Everyone had to use the restroom. And after I finished, I'm washing my hands, and there's a line of dudes, and here comes this guy who's tall, and he goes, I think I got dibs on the bathroom beat, right? And then everybody turned around. It was Jay-Z, and they let him use the restroom before.
That is crazy.
So I'm sitting here washing my hands all slow, right? Literally, Jay-Z's at the urinal right over here.
They're taking pictures.
Yeah, I'm just like, no way. I can't even wash my hands anymore. I got them up to the elbows, acting like I'm really doing. You know what I mean? So like, anyway, I go out and I see him again. I was like, hey, that album's really great. And he goes, thanks. I didn't really know what to say to him. And later on, we go back into this little area, this little bar area. Again, this is a work environment, and there's only like maybe 50 people there. It's just really crazy. We're sitting at little bar stools, like we're at like Applebee's or something like that, right? And Jay-Z's at this little, high top by himself. And I was like, okay. Well, I decided to just go over there to him. Nobody's there. So he's drinking a margarita. I'm drinking a margarita. And I was just like, hey, I really like your music. And yes, I'm a fan, but, I'm also an intern. And, your music helped me get here, like the hustle and everything. And he was like, yo, that's what's up. And so, yeah, I mean, I had that, these kind of interactions with these different artists and got to do these different run errands. I went to like the Howard Stern show and went to, what else? What is it? Calvin Klein, their showroom and all that stuff like that. But the cool thing about going there is learning that, hey, especially we were on the 27th floor, right, in New York, downtown in Manhattan. And it was only a small group of people that were making these decisions and these ideas for the rest of the world, and everybody was like, this is what's happening. So we had, hey, Mariah Carey just put out some new music. What song are we going to put out first? And everybody would vote on it. And then we put that out, what is she going to wear? What is, that kind of thing. What is the appeal that we're going to go, try to show to, everyone, and people buy into it. It's interesting. So, and not in like a evil scientist way, but like, it's just interesting that you can make something happen and people can be like, yo, I really dig that. And you can sell it to folks. So it showed me that I too can do that. And the fact that I got to be selected and be part of that group, that was a life-changing thing for me. To make a long story a little bit shorter, yes.
So what do you feel you took from that experience and brought back to Kansas City?
Again, I would say just one of the main things is knowing that you can do something incredible, and there's no limit, to what you can do. I mean, I like I said, if I got to work with Jay-Z, I got to work with Kanye on different things, not like one-on-one, but on projects that they are working on, these things are accessible. Some people think that, oh man, these people are so high up, or this job is so high up, but you can actually do. That's what I learned. It's not out of reach. So I took that into making YouSpin. Yeah, I can make an app. I don't know how to do an app. I've never developed anything like that, but I can find the people who can do the developing. I can. So it's just that kind of thing. That kind of like, okay, I can do this. They can do it. I can do this. Not diminishing what they do by any means either, but just saying, it's open and anybody can do this. So if you put your mind to it and you have to work through things, you'll have different journeys. And, hopefully those struggles that happen to you, they make you stronger. Not to be cliche, but they really do.
No, I absolutely agree. And, we all go through these journeys and we have these stories and experiences. And it's funny that a lot of people hold it back, right? You don't hear their stories. I mean, just doing the Zero to Hero show, we're up to like 20 guesses, and just hearing everyone's story. And we're in this, compared to majority of the nation, Kansas City is not that large, It's this West City. But then I hear all these stories about, what these people have done, and it amazes me, right? And, so it's so true. I know Gino put, that's powerful. Everyone puts on their pants the same way. And I agree with him. So, Yep, good stuff. So, So let me ask you, what do you feel are attributes of a hero?
That's a good question. I think someone who puts someone else before themselves.
Hmm.
You know, at the end of the day, I mean, I think when the time is needed, you don't have to always do it or whatever else. But when it's really needed, and you step up, because a lot of folks won't. I think that would make a hero. I mean, but there's so many different ways you can do that, right?
No, I agree. Yeah, I think it's like going through the whole, you have your acquaintances and then you have your friends, right?
Hmm.
When it's time to move your home, no one shows up, right? And then there's this one guy, who's always there, and I think life's kind of like that, right? When everything's flowing and you're doing well, all of a sudden you notice all these people showing up. But then when you're struggling, you'll always have that handful. And I think the hero person is the one that always shows up, right?
True.
Because they actually do care. They do love you for who you are, regardless of what you own or how well you're doing. They're there for you. So I think that's important, Yep.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's the ones that, yeah, definitely come out for you all the time. It's funny too. It's because you're like, especially if you're throwing parties, you always are like thankful that they come out, but you're hoping like other folks show up. You're like, nice seeing you. But but those are the people that really matter, because they keep telling. They're the ones that say, "Hey, man, you can do it."
That's good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But
So if you had to pick one superhero that relates best to you, who would that be and why?
yikes, a superhero that relates to me. Wow, that is a question right there, Kevin. Oh man, you know, I don't know. I think I don't want to say one of my favorites was Wolverine, because he had struggles, but he kept on going. I wouldn't say that I have a temper like Wolverine by any means, but the struggle, the like, hey, look, we can keep going, and I can take a fall, and let's keep it moving and evolve from that. I like that characteristic in him, and I think I have that.
No, that's great. And that's true. Wolverine had all these inner challenges, and he just comes back, no matter how many times he falls, he's always, there, right? So what's one thing that, if I were to ask you today, right, what separates YouSpin from all the other music type apps out there? What is that one thing that makes this app different?
Ooh, one thing. Can I give you at least? Can I give you two things?
Yep, that's fine.
Okay. First thing I want to say would be the oh shoot, man. Wow, there's so many different things, and this is the social aspect of it. But the thing that I'm really proud of right now is that people can listen to music in real time together and share, an experience together. No one else is doing that. Not on Apple, not on Spotify, none of those. Pandora, none of that. That's one thing that I'm really excited about. Another thing that I'm really, really excited about is our artist referral program. Now, a lot of artists are putting their music on Spotify, on Apple Music, Amazon, all these other platforms. That's great. That's fantastic, because a lot of people are checking it out. But they're not making any money off of this. They're putting a lot of effort into making these albums. I know a lot of artists out there that do this, and they're like, I've been working on this for a few months, whatever else. And I mean, I feel you. And they're like, yo, I'm about to put this out. They got the album cover, everything. They put it on Spotify and don't make anything with it. You know, it's 300,000 spins to make $1,000. 300,000 streams, to make $1,000. So most people can't do that. What we decided to do is we made the artist referral program. This does two things. It allows artists to share their music with us, right? We put it into our catalog of music, right? But then they can also sign up to the referral program. They'll get a promo code. They send it out to their friends, their followers, whomever. If those followers subscribe, they get 2% of that, 10% of that subscription fee residually every month, right? So the subscription fee is $2.99. Let's just round it up to $3. They get 30 cents every subscriber, right? I mean, that adds up. So, you know, you have 1,000 followers on a small scale, you're getting $300 a month. Again, you can't even make that on Spotify, right? You get 10,000 followers, you know, and it's all based off of your followers, your fans, because people have those. 10,000 followers gives you $3,000 a month. You know what I'm saying?
And that's residual.
Yes. You know what I mean? So now also you can make, I coined it. I said the project was called From a local artist here, from Drake, from Dutch to Drake, right? From Dutch to Drake, anybody can make money. So if Drake has 20 million followers, right? He makes $6 million that month when he signs up and just puts off like 2 new songs or something like that, right? And then at the end of the year, what's that? $72 million. Last year, he made $50 million. This year, if he decides to jump on YouSpin and just put on a few songs, that's open for everybody. Everybody. He makes, again, like I said, $6 million plus every month. So this is open for everybody. I mean, it doesn't matter what genre, you know, you have. I told you I do capoeira now, so we have some artists that are capoeira artists, you know, they play the berimbau, but they have their own following, they have their own niche, you know what I mean? They're welcome. People are getting on that way. So I'm glad you asked. These are the two things that separate us, though, you know, the social aspect, the music sync, but now what I'm really, really excited about is that artists all around the world can make money from, you know, their art or utilizing their fans and followers.
So what are the best ways for our audience who's watching this later on? I know it's around lunchtime.
Sure.
What are ways for them to follow and connect or find the app?
Perfect. Well, you can go to our website, youspin.net. So that's spelled youspin.net. You can also download the app, YouSpin, the social jukebox, or YouSpin, the social music app, on iOS or on Android. And yeah, you'll find it on there. You can also find us on social media too. YouSpin, the social music app, on Instagram, or Adell Hendon on Instagram, or the same on Facebook as well. So we are around. Check us out. And thanks so much for having us.
I have one question from Eldrick. So he said, what defines a defining moment?
I think that's something that changes you, you know, that sticks with you, you know, and you're like, ooh, okay, I'm going to change because of that.
Yep, I agree. It's a moment in life where something changed the trajectory of your life, or a course of what you were planning to do.
Exactly.
You know, and then something takes it off track and something changes.
Exactly.
No, great to have you, Adell, and thanks for joining us today. And go check out YouSpin. You know, it sounds very innovative. I'm gonna go check it out myself. And hey, appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Sure.
And being on our show.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care.
Thank you.
All right.
Later.
Bye.